You back? I back. They back. They back. So back? So back. Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about kind of a lot, actually, because I've missed some time. Last Friday, I flew up to Boston for just about a week and got in last night at about 2 in the morning is when I got back to the house. My initial plan, because my flight was supposed to land at 7, was to do this last night, but then a hurricane decided, hey, what if you didn't? And so I didn't feel like recording that after waiting 7 hours at the airport, then a 3.5 hour flight, and then another hour drive home. And by the time I would have actually got around to starting this, it would have been like 3 in the morning. So today, and I gotta be honest with you guys, I might have to go on another long trip because as soon as I left, everything went right for Houston and everything went wrong for Texas. I leave, the Astros go 5-1, the Rangers go 2-4, and now the Astros and Mariners are tied for the division lead in the AL West as the Rangers now trail both of them by a game, which, God, life's funny. So to start with the first game that I missed, which is the 4-1 disaster in Detroit game, Framber Valdez throws 7 innings of shutout no-hit baseball. Brian Abreu comes in the 8th, gives up the no-hitter, and then in the 9th inning, Ryan Presley just kind of wets the bed, gives up the go-ahead run, and then the 3-run walk-off home run to Parker Meadows for the winner for Detroit. Now, here's the thing. I totally understand why Framber Valdez was taken out of that game. Because, A, very, very high pitch count. So the chance that his stuff was starting to decline at that point when he had thrown 114 pitches is very high. On top of that, this wasn't the masterpiece that Framber's last no-hit thing was, because that was one of the most dominating games we've ever watched from a pitcher. This was 7 innings of 5 walk plus a hit batter baseball, where Framber had good stuff, but it wasn't dominating stuff in this one for Framber Valdez. So I get why he was pulled. And on top of that, at 114 pitches this late into the season, you can't risk one of your top-end guys getting hurt and having to miss any length of time or potentially any time come October. I totally get that. Bringing in Abreu makes perfect sense. Abreu is a very good pitcher, and he gave up the no-hitter, but whatever. You're at that point in a 1-run lead. You're just trying to win the game. Presley comes in, again, it makes sense. Completely blows it. It's unfortunate. I don't put any of that on Dusty. I put that on the offense getting 1 hit and 1 run for the entire game. If you are asking your pitching staff to throw a shutout for you to win, it's not on the pitching staff if you lose that game, point blank. But the 17-1 loss to Boston on Thursday and then the 4-1 loss on Friday to Detroit was clearly the wake-up the Astros desperately needed, because since then, they have not lost. Starting with a 9-2 win in Detroit, which was a very nice response. Good day from the top of the offense. Altuve had a pair of base hits and a walk. Bregman had 3 hits, including 4 RBI. Massive day for him. Bregman had a great week while I was gone. Alvarez threw in a pair of base hits as well, and so did Jose Abreu. And nice thing about that game, because you get a cutesy little father-son moment, because Hunter Brown starts the game on Saturday, goes 5 innings of 2-run baseball with 9 strikeouts. Very good game out of Hunter Brown. Hopefully he starts to fit back into that protege role for Justin Verlander, and the two of them can work some more magic going into the future. Very nice game from him. Bullpen comes in, takes care of business. The Astros pick up a win. Nice. And then the Sunday game happens, and the Astros start to remember who they are. What I think is so beautiful about that Sunday game is even when the Astros give Verlander run support, they kind of don't give Verlander run support. Because Verlander pitches 5 innings of shutout baseball, looks fantastic, strikes out 7, only gives up a pair of walks. Looked marvelous. Verlander is so very back, so happy to be back in an Astros uniform, it seems, from his on-the-field numbers. He is just absolutely cooking like nothing ever changed. But he leaves in the 5th inning. It was only 3-0. The Astros then went on to put up 14 runs after Verlander left, including that 7-run 8th inning, which was, kind of the showstopper. Oh yeah, and the offense Sunday was also pretty good. Every single player not named Jake Myers who played in that game for the Astros reached base multiple times. Altuve going 1 for 5, still reached base 3 times with a pair of walks thrown in there. Bregman had a pair of base hits and a walk drawn. Julks had a pair of base hits. Alvarez had a pair of base hits and a walk drawn. Tucker had a pair of base hits and a walk. McCormick had 3 hits. John Singleton had a walk and a hit. Jeremy Pena, I'll come back to him actually, I need to take a moment there. Mauricio Dubon had 3 hits. Maldonado had a pair of base hits. And then Yainer Diaz comes in and also gets a pair of base hits. And then we talk about Jeremy Pena. And dear God, life is funny. Jeremy Pena with a show-stopping Sunday afternoon performance in Detroit, getting 5 hits, the first 5-hit game of his career. And my God, ever since he has been moved low in the lineup, Jeremy Pena has found that Pena postseason magic again. He has looked as good as ever, hitting in like the 7th, 8th, or 9th spot. And I just hope that they continue to put him there and it continues to work out, because by God, Jeremy Pena down low in the lineup is a different monster. And man, I would love to say that Jeremy Pena had the best performance by a middle infielder during the week I was gone, but I really can't say that. Because a little over 24 hours later, Altuve would make some history of his own in one of the most beautiful ballparks in all of America. But we'll get to that in a second. We'll start with pitching. Javier was bad. I'm scared. I'm not even gonna lie. He gave up 12 base runners in 4 innings. 6 of them were walks. He ended up giving up 4 runs. Like, I am panicked. I think it is fair to say that it is time to panic about Christian Javier, because you are now almost to September, and it's over 4.5, the ERA for him. He is a very, very good pitcher, and I know that very, very good pitcher is in there somewhere. At this point, you kind of just have to hope that when the postseason starts, he takes that as a rebirth and finds old Javi again. Because when the Astros have old Javi, they are unstoppable. And when they don't, well, they are very stoppable. The main hero for the Astros pitching staff on the Monday game was easily Jose Urquidy, going 4 innings of relief. Only gave up 1 run in those 4 innings. Granted, the offense was able to pick him up to make it kind of not that important, but mainly what I look at as the innings pitched was able to help the bullpen rest up, which they kind of needed after the weekend. And he picks up a 4-inning save, which, is that the first save Jose Urquidy's ever recorded? I feel like it has to be. And then you turn your attention to the offense. Yordan Alvarez had a massive game. 4 hits for Alvarez, including 4 RBI. Kyle Tucker had a pair of base hits. Jose Abreu had a pair of base hits, a pair of RBI, and a pair of walks drawn. Jose Abreu starting to pick it up. Please, God, pick it up. Jeremy Pena would also get a pair of base hits, but he was not the star middle infielder that night. No, friends. On Monday night, it was Jose Altuve, who seemingly, all of a sudden, is just knocking down accolade after accolade, and he gets another one, completing the first cycle of his career and the first cycle for an Astro player in over a decade. I need you guys to understand. Jose Altuve, after a disastrous 2020, comes back, has a return to form in 2021, has debatably his best offensive season in his career in 2022, and this season, in a midst of injuries that at his older age, I'm not saying 33 is old, but for players is starting to get up there, has just battled through injury after injury and has not missed a beat offensively or defensively, and might actually be starting to peak offensively in his 30s, hits for the cycle. We are going to have to start having that debate on if Altuve is not just the best second baseman in Astros history, not the best second baseman of this century. Is he the best second baseman to ever play the sport of baseball? We are going to have that conversation here very soon, and if he continues to age the way he has, it's not going to be a debate. It is going to be a fact and a statement. And then we talk about the best game over the week, and I'm extremely biased with that fact because I was at this one, and I got to watch Yordan Alvarez and Alex Bregman go back-to-back. Funny thing, by the way, Bregman has homered at 3 of the 6 Astro games I have gone to, which means the next time I watch him, I am putting money on him to go yard. The offense flowed through Bregman and Alvarez in this game. Both of them had 3 base hits. Bregman had a pair of RBI, and very much worth noting, Mauricio Dubon with a big 2-run double in the 6th inning to give the Astros a 5-1 lead at that point, and a beautiful slide by Yainer Diaz. The Red Sox faithful were not too happy with that, but safe. As for pitching, JP France looked very solid, 5 2/3 of 2-run ball, only gave up 1 walk. Very nice evening for him. Rafael Montero looked fantastic, which is kind of the theme over that week. Ending in the 3rd, picked up a pair of strikeouts, shutout ball. Rafael Montero, revenge tour, come on, I'm begging you. Hector Neris comes in the 8th inning, easy 1-2-3 inning, and then Brian Abreu made me get nervous in the 9th because he gave up a pair of walks, and I was like, oh, don't you dare do what you might do here. And finally, we talk about Wednesday's game, which was a lot of heavy lifting from the bottom part of the offense. Michael Brantley, who has finally, after over 130 games into the season, made his return. Uncle Mike has come back to us, and his first game on Tuesday was rough, going 0 for 4, but a lot of hard-hit contact. There was a lot to like from that game, and Wednesday, you got to see why he is known as the professional hitter. picks up a pair of base hits and a pair of RBI, finally coming back off the IL. John Singleton picked up a base hit and an RBI. Pena had a pair of base hits, and so did Maldonado, including an RBI for both of them. And the pitching was kind of the market standard for the Astros pitching this year, which was it was good until it just kind of wasn't. Framber Valdez, 5 innings, looked great. And then the 6th inning happened, and he gave up 4 runs. Only 2 of them were earned, to his credit. Didn't walk anyone in the start. Did pick up 5 strikeouts. It wasn't awful. It just wasn't great. The bullpen did come in and shut it down for the last 3 innings. Graveman left early. Hopefully there's nothing wrong there. I scoured through Twitter, and I couldn't find anything talking about an injury, so hopefully that was just a, hey, buddy, you're looking a little rough. Let's get you out of here. I couldn't find anything that said anything other than that, so hopefully it's fine. Nearest came in, ending in a 3rd, shutout baseball, picked up a strikeout, nothing too shabby there. And Ryan Presley gets a little shot at redemption, gets the save, picks up a strikeout in the 9th inning, and the Astros, for the first time in franchise history, sweep the Red Sox in Fenway and complete a 5-game winning streak, heading back home to Minute Maid Park to take on the Yankees tomorrow evening at 8:10 Eastern, 7:10 Central. And I can promise you that I will be here afterwards to talk about it. And I am just so happy that I can say that. It is so nice to be back, making videos, and home. It was a wonderful, wonderful trip. And it was beautiful to see Fenway again. To see the Astros play and win in Fenway was incredible. But there is no place like home and no place like this channel for me. I'm happy to be back. So tomorrow night at 8:10 Eastern, 7:10 Central, the Astros will send Justin Verlander to the mound. And the Yankees will send Carlos Rodon. I'll be here afterwards to talk about it, but as for right now, that is all I have to say. So thank you all so very much for watching this marathon of a video. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Stros.